Hello everyone. Today I will be interviewing children's book author Ithream Auntie I Blackmon. Let's do it. Welcome back, and thanks for joining us for today's episode of Authorized. I am your hostess, Cian Smith. My guest, Ithream Auntie I Blackmon, children's book author and CEO of Auntie Corporation, is a native of Indiana and a graduate from Ball State University, where she earned a Bachelor of Science degree in accounting. A novice to writing children's stories, she has always had an interest in creative writing. What was once an interest has now become a reality in the publication of her first book, Sydney's First Piggy Bank, which is a part of the whimsical stories about lessons in financial literacy she learned in her childhood, as well as in the world of business. So without further ado, let's get Auntie I on the line. Stand by. There she is. Auntie I, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm wonderful. Thank you so much. How are you doing, Christina?
I am well. So let's get into some questions here, because one of the major things that I thought was interesting about your background is that you come from the world of accounting. So what made you go from accounting into the literary world?
Well, as you mentioned in the intro, I've always had an interest in creative writing. It was a hobby. So I got this far-fetched idea to write something for my nieces. And I kind of thought about what would be the subject matter that I would write on. And it had to be something I was familiar with. And having the accounting background, of course, it will be management of money. So, so I'm able to bring a hobby and, my former career together, make a perfect union. So in the writing of it, like I said, it was just as an idea, something special for them. And as I gave thought to it, I came to realization that it was more than just one book for two little girls to enjoy. It's actually a series of books on financial literacy that I want all children of early elementary, preschool to kind of get a hold of and learn. It's my way of making a contribution or make an investment in their lives to develop them as I see children as emerging leaders.
That's wonderful. I agree with that. I'm so glad I asked you that question. All right. So it sounds like we know. So there's no Sydney. There's no real life
No,
Sydney.
there's no Sydney.
Oh, okay.
No, there's no real life Sydney.
Okay, because you did mention two children. Now, is that your nieces? You said instead of just writing for two children, are you talking about your nieces?
No, actually, I'm not talking about them. So it's not based on them, but it's kind of focused on the first lesson I want them to learn. And that was about saving money. So for their first birthdays, I gave them each a crayon-shaped piggy bank with a handful of coins. Because I was like, if you're going to learn anything from me, you're going to learn about how to, save your money. And it kind of sparked from there. And that kind of like undergird the message or the theme for writing the books, that experience with it.
That's wonderful. So again, could you just reiterate for the audience what age group is the book intended for? Because I did hear something about preschool.
Yeah, so it's intended for early elementary and preschoolers. Starting when they're young.
That is so true. I know there's lots of types of literacy that needs to be taught or learned. And children need to learn. For instance, financial literacy is a big one because I'm reading about a lot of articles about that right now, where a lot of kids just don't understand some of these terms, like even saving, or what is the purpose of saving, or how to earn money, or what's the difference between an investment and then when you spend money, and all these things. So this is really an important topic, and you're right. We should start them young. So this is why I have you here, because I want people to know about you. All
Thank
right. Now, these illustrations are awesome. So, what was your process in finding and selecting the perfect illustrator to illustrate Sydney's first piggy bank?
Well, I wanted to work with a college student to showcase his or her talent. So I just did something that was very simple. I went down to a local college and put up a flyer on the student board saying that I was looking for an illustrator. I know,
Wow.
right? The simple
Yeah.
things to like can get you something really remarkable. So I got a phone call from a young lady, and I told her what I was looking for and what the project was all about. And she said, "Well, I can't do it," because she was more of a graphic arts student. She said, "But I know someone who I think would be a good fit." So we contacted each other. We talked over the phone. I asked her to see some of her some of her drawings, and she showed me. And I was like, "Well, she can definitely draw without a question."
Yeah.
So the next step is, can she capture my vision and put it on paper? So I described my central character, Sydney, to her, and she did a wonderful job of taking what came out of my mouth
Yeah.
and put it on paper.
Yeah, that is awesome, because you know what? When I purchased this book for my daughter, uh, one of the things that captured me was the little girl in the front, because I have a little girl. So the pictures really draw you in, and children need to see that. So I think this is a great collaboration. There's a great, but the images are powerful too. Plus, I like that um, the Sydney's father is taking her to go shopping for her first piggy bank. So I like that too. So some daddy daughter time. That's wonderful. For you people out here looking, there's daddy daughter time in this book. It's a beautiful thing. That's right. That's right. So, are there any new projects that you are currently working on? I want to hear all about that.
So it's a series on financial literacy. So right now, I think I'm going to cap it at 5 books on the topics of saving and earning money. Book 2 of the series is called Learning Together, where readers get a chance to meet Piper, Sydney's little brother. And
Oh,
together they learn about the valuation of currency. Yeah, we can't ignore the siblings. We got to have them. We can't ignore the little
yay!
boys
Okay.
who may have felt left out in book 1. I'm like, no,
Mm-hmm.
it's good for all age children. It's good for boys and girls, so no one's being left out.
Okay.
So that is book 2, where they're learning the valuation of currency. And I continue the theme of saving money because I don't want them to lose sight of that theme.
Mm-hmm.
And then book 3, which is scheduled to be released sometime this month, is called Learning to Earn. It's the next phase in saving because you can't save if you don't know how to earn money. So it's just a real quick and easy introduction to learning, and it starts off with being responsible inside your home, because by doing chores. So I believe that if you can teach children to be responsible inside the home, they're likely to be responsible outside of the home.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. Everything, the family is usually the child's first teachers, the family. So it's important for the family to come in and teach these basics, these fundamental things that children need to know. So important. Responsibility. This is like character building, responsibility, but we have to know financial literacy. And now, what is this? This computer literacy kind of thing, and how to be responsible with technology too. So it's a whole like thing. It's a whole thing. All right.
Children expect to learn a lot more and know a lot more than, when I was growing up. Like, when I was growing up, it was the typewriter. But anyway.
No, I'm right there with you. When I went to college, I learned on a typewriter and the keyboard, but they said, hey, look, you need to learn how to use this typewriter because, you might run into an office and you might have to use it. So I know kids are probably watching like, with mommy, what's a typewriter?
Yeah, really. Not to mention a rotary phone. Throw that at them.
Oh yeah, my grandma's rotary phone. But okay. So then let's talk about um so we know what projects you're working on. But when we were off camera, we did talk about the printing of your second book. So can you tell the readers about that? I think you ran into a kink with that.
Yeah, I ran into kink. So I am new to publishing books and songs, so it's a learning process for me, and that's okay. I don't
Yes.
mind learning. Everyone has to have a period in their life where they have to learn. That's how you grow. So I had to temporarily take a book two, Learning Together, out of print, but it should be back and available on Amazon along with the other books. Hopefully, I'm keeping my fingers crossed Monday.
I know because people are going to want to find your book, and we just want the viewers to know that just be patient. Book one is good, but book two, gotta wait just a couple more days, and everything should be back up and running. Can you tell the viewers how to contact you? What's your contact info?
So you can go to my website. My website is www.auntieicorp.com. That's AUNTIEICORP.com. And you also can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook under the tag name Auntie I Corp.
Okay, well, is
So
there...
I welcome emails and tags.
Okay, that's wonderful.
I welcome emails and tags.
That's wonderful. And is there, if you had to offer, well, I know that it's important for young children to save, especially when they don't know yet what to do with the money. Is when you get a monetary gift, just save it. Save it until you know what your future goals are and things of this nature. But is there any other piece of advice that you would want to give to young readers?
Well, on my website, I post saving tips, which is you can also find in the books. So I guess the ultimate thing I want young people to learn is that to be responsible, to be disciplined, to know how to do something and to do it well, and to believe in yourself and just follow a career path. Or I know it may be too early to be telling someone a career path, but to follow a path that leads you to great things. And most of all, be really good with your money because we live in a world where we're not on a barter system.
Right.
So you have to manage your money. You have to manage your money very well.
It's just is what it is, and it's part of life. So you do have to. This is part of life, and you have to know these things. And it's important to be responsible with your money. All right, important message, everyone. So that is today's show. We are going to say goodbye to Auntie I, and we'll see you next time on Authorized. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Christina.